Hello, folks. I'm Joe Wesley, and thank you for visiting us again for the Hot Seat Challenge. My guest today is.
Juan Vides.
Thank you. We're pleased to have him. Actually, I've been rather fortunate. The people who've had to be on my Hot Seat Challenge have been really extraordinary people. And not because I say it. In fact, more so than I found out that as we do this Hot Seat Challenge and I learn about that person's secret sauce, I'm impressed. So for those who are seeing us for the first time, I may be talking mumbo jumbo. For those who are coming back for the second time, to each of you, thank you very much for visiting us. The way this is set up, I will ask at some point, Juan, what is his favorite pastime? Because that goes to his passion, and his passion goes to who he is. In business, anybody can overtalk what you do. Nobody can overtalk or copy or mimic a Juan Vides. He is one unique character. And for those of you who are drawn to his flavor, I call it his sauce, his secret sauce, will be much more inclined to choose him over the competition for your particular need. So the way this works, oh, by the way, a short commercial break. This is recorded live. It's a live pre-record. I must say that I've been told in the industry. It will broadcast to YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So there'll be a description of how to contact Juan and myself at some later date for anything you'd like to know. We do audit the comments, so we do ask if you say something you like or dislike about us, please share us. Share us with your friends. And please remember to subscribe to my Hot Seat Challenge podcast. So let's get started. The way we begin is I will ask initially what his favorite pastime is, and then we talk about his business or his avocation, his passion. So having said that, Juan, what is your favorite pastime?
Well, my favorite pastime, believe it or not, I'm I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this because I'm still like a big kid. Is video games. I still like playing video games.
I get that. Now, see, that's something I relate to, folks. Why is it that you like video games?
It's just the well, first of all, I was always drawn to the graphics. I mean, this goes back in 1985 when I got my first video game system, which is an Atari system.
Okay.
So that was the the immediate draw with the graphics on the screen, and you're able to move a character, able to like your Pong, the little ball Pong, everything. You're able to move everything. So the fact that you're able to do that, it was just amazing. The technology that you're able to move it. So that was like the precursor of a mouse. Think about it. People didn't have a mouse; they had a joystick, an Atari control.
Something I forgot to mention also. Every now and then you see me look down. I have a pegboard where I take notes. Right now it's blank, and keywords that hit me about helping your audience see the secret value of Juan, and that I need to make notes for myself. So what I've just heard is you like the video games when you were younger.
Right.
Now, was it I think people do it for different reasons. Was it the novelty? Was it the coordination? Was it
I think everything. I think you develop as a I think I develop because with the video games you develop. You play very simple games to more very complicated, and the complicated games obviously have strategic. You really have to strategize puzzles, and that I think that even I was drawn into that more. Where like I'm going back, and you probably don't know this. Most people like the Legend of Zelda, for instance. Legend of Zelda was very innovating technology wise too. For a video game, and it had a concept that you took you on a journey, and you had to solve quests and kill all the characters and all these things, but all these creatures and monsters. But it made it like adventure. You were like immersed into the storyline. And I think that's another cool factor. I think with video games that I like now is it has to have a good storyline.
I hear that because there are those who love the game just for the sake of the rush of the kill, I guess. But it sounds like what you enjoyed or what grabbed you about it, as you said, was to solve the puzzle for developing a solution.
Correct.
Okay, I understand that. So the two types, for those who don't do video games, I guess they're different types, but there are some types that you really go for the kill and you get everybody gotten rid of. The others that you have to do kind of a problem-solving format. Are you more? It sounds like you're more into the second category. You still can shoot goals, but I'm not sure where you are on that.
Where I'm now is what you just said, like kill with the problem solving, but at the same time, but pure instant, like immediate, like brrrr, like this. Believe it or not, the video game that I play is this game is five versus five, and and we communicate voice over voice, so we're all constantly communicating, and
Okay.
it's a 3D aerial view. But when you see the video game, all you see is this. Look, you see
Right.
this, you see this, and believe it or not, this makes sense to me because I'm able to, I guess, the way that my brain works, because everybody's brain works differently,
Right.
obviously, and my brain was able to work, and I'm able to do a lot more things. I think I may have some HAD, ADHD, so I think I may be doing that. So with having that, I have the ability that, I believe it or not, that's relaxes me. But you, other people, it would see like it was pure chaos.
Right.
But believe it or not, stuff like that, where I need to hear music. Some people need to concentrate, not be very quiet, no music. I thrive with music.
Hmm. What type of music do you like?
I'm very eclectic. You
Okay.
name it, I like it. I tend to like a lot of things that has good melody, good beats. I mean, you could talk anything from, I mean, we're talking from rock and roll, hip hop, jazz. You're talking about everything you could talk about under the sun.
Hmm.
Even cultural too. I mean, in some Indian beats too, some sitari, all this stuff. I'm very eclectic. I don't have a set goal, but if I had to say something, I would say just when I listen to the gym is like pure a mix of hip hop and hard rock.
Hmm. Now, when you listen to music, some people love to have it resonate their whole body. Others more the sedate background version. Do you have a preference on that?
Well, it depends on the situation, like I said, because I have my playlist for the gym,
Hmm.
and then you have your playlist for your dentist office. That you sit down in the dentist office. You know the music you want to hear at the dentist office. Which is the soft music sometimes, but it depends on the mood you're in. It really depends on the mood. For me, I don't have a certain set style. It just, hey, if I feel like listen to 80s rock, I'll listen to 80 rock. If I listen to 90s hip hop, I'll listen to that. I'll listen
Hmm.
to anything. From Led Zeppelin to Dr. Dre. It doesn't matter. If it sounds good, has a good melody, it doesn't matter. I'm good. I'll listen to it.
That's interesting.
That,
The Back to the games. A thought just occurred to me. Does it rephrase that? Some games are war games. Some games have little cutesy dolls and guys and fairies, and other games have just problem solving. Where's the secret key? Where are you in that mixture?
quick, fast problem solving.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it just. I think the intensity, right? Because sometimes you're under pressure, you have to like, and there is a little bit of anxiety, but it's a good anxiety because you can control the anxiety, and the anxiety only lasts for a couple minutes because you're in a match, and when
Hmm.
the match is over, the anxiety is over. So it kind of conditions you in a way, deal with the problems, because when you head on real life problems, you're like, yeah, the anxiety sets in, but since you're kind of already programmed and used to, the having that anxiety with small little doses of anxiety in the video game, I think has helped me deal with some of these real life problems, because then I know it's not like it's you're kind of like going like to the gym, when you're working out your anxiety.
Right. I hear you. I find that intriguing. Now, folks, normally what I do, and I'm breaking my cycle really strong on this, that we spend on the 30-minute session, we spend maybe the first 15, 20 minutes talking about passion of my guest, because again, it goes to that person. And when I say passion, their pastime, it really to me is synonymous. It goes to who that person is. And then we spend the last 10 to 12 minutes. I'm all ready to move on in terms of who this guy is, because you're very, as I start doing my analysis, then I'll ask you, what is it that you do? That he says a lot in one breath. And so I showed you maybe 2 minutes ago a blank sheet of paper. It is now full. I don't have any more space, so I'm going to have to stop
Yeah,
and move forward.
sure.
It's a politeness phrase on that. So what we're going to do now is talk about the fact that, or ask you. I have here listed, and we normally I don't rehearse this, folks. It's not like tell me what you want to be asked, what's this or not. It is really cold turkey, off the cuff. But sometimes I do happen to know Juan historically, so it's a challenge for me to keep it live, keep it real. So I asked Ron, you have to share a focus of what you'd like to talk about today. Now, if we got extra time, because we did an early start, we can go that direction. But what got you on the current path of being founder of Winning on Wednesday? What is that, and what got you there?
Well, it was I guess the necessity, right? Because this is when I had ran for public office. For most people, I ran an office. I took a 2 years off from work, to knock over 7,000 doors, and I lost a lot of business, and I had to find a way to regenerate business. So my brother Mauricio Vides had said to me, "Oh, you should create your own networking platform," and we did. We started meeting at a regular pizzeria,
Mm-hmm.
and We started with a group of 10 people, and it grew to 40 people. And right before the pandemic, uh, we had 40 people that used to come in at the pizzeria for lunch, and it was really nice. And then when the pandemic happened, we shifted over to Zoom, and the rest is history. Now we're going on our 5th year.
Nice. Now he snuck in there something, folks, that we hadn't touched. You said you ran for public office. What office and why did you run?
In 2018, I ran for New York State Assembly.
Okay. And you get zapped by lightning one day into reaching for the toast and the toaster, or there was a mission, a purpose? Did something trigger you? What did you run for? Why did you run?
Well, for a lot of folks that don't know me out there, first of all, I wasn't born in this country. I was born in El Salvador. I tell people, but I was made in America. You know, I
Okay,
came,
nice.
I came here when I was a child, 4 years old, and unfortunately, I was traumatized as a child because I was experienced the war as a child, and I saw a lot of things that 4-year-olds shouldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always grateful, coming to this country, and I don't take my freedoms for granted and everything else like that. But I never had an opportunity to get involved with this country and give back. And I just, thought I was just doing the right thing. And but little did I know, I was very naive,
Mm-hmm.
naive, going in. But you learn the hard way sometimes, and you have to go through struggles and difficulty. But the important thing is that it's on the record. I did win the New York State primary in September 13th, so I did win a primary race. Then a month ahead, I had the general race, so I had 2 races in between. So technically speaking, I did win
I hear
because.
that. Now, was it a platform focus that you chose to run
Yeah,
on?
but yeah, just basically, I just was trying to really connect people and get people connected and really, become a bridge of sorts and communicate. Because again, my district is really interesting because my district is 10% Latino, 20% African American, the rest is Italian, Irish, and Jewish. And like they say in my district, I had a lot of chutzpah to run for public office, and I say they used to call me a mensch, not a schnurrer, and I know
Mm-hmm.
Hagnick Scheinek. So my Yiddish is all right. I'm still learning my Yiddish.
Fair enough. Well, I'm going to share some observations. This was, first off, the most intriguing. That's unfair. All of my hot seat challenge episodes have been intriguing, but I'm intrigued to say it again about how I'm surprised and the complexity of it. And I say that, for example, I'm going to begin at the end and work backwards. That you talk about getting people to connect, bringing people together, and you mentioned that your district was a very eclectic district. And so the connection to me was, well, the music you listen to is eclectic music. Okay. And where people, I have a preference for music. It doesn't matter because I'm not the focus of this dialogue. And I find when I have to think hard or concentrate hard, I could turn the music down. For him, it's part of his program. He enjoys the ambiance and gets absorbed in it. Now, if I get far off of what I'm saying, I'm going to ask for feedback at some point. Stop me and let me know. But I'm showing my observation. Now, having said that, you made it at one point with your hands going like that. And I'm saying, whoa, what's going on here? But he loves that quick stuff. He loves that fast stuff. And he's able to work through, it's made me like a catharsis. It just hit me the concept that it allows him to focus, or gives him, and not allows him, it gives him a stage to focus on. And when people look at this helter-skelter energy stuff, he absorbs into it. It's kind of a walk away from what was there yesterday or 3 minutes ago. and is able to solve the problem. I think there's a word he actually used, to solve the problem. So when I hear you about running for public office, it's almost the same thing. As an eclectic audience, it wasn't like, oh, I just can't relate to these people, those people. The helter skelter, let's get in this and let's work on it. And so the issue of solving problems, the issue of maybe even looking for problems to solve, I'll take it one step further. And again, I'm looking at my notes. He talks, and even that, it's structured, it's organized. He's got a playlist for the gym. He's got a playlist for the doctor's office. Me, it's whatever comes up on my phone at the moment. That's what I'm going to play. So the guy takes what could very well be for a lot of people very disorganized, very unstructured, very overwhelming, and he pulls a cohesive image to it. Now, another policy I'm going to break that I have been very hard on is look, to my audience, we got to stay with just one subject because we only have 1 hour here, or half an hour, correction, for the actual recording itself. So the point I'm making here is you do the Winning on Wednesdays to pull different people together to interact, to connect, to discover each other. And I think you have a theme about it. It's not transactional. It's what again? How do you say that?
It's relational. I always say that we are a relational organization and not transactional. In other words, we're there to make friends and to win friends, and influence people, obviously. And but we're not there to for leads. I mean, yes, we're ultimately there for leads, but I think I'm all about the soft sell, and I'm not an in-your-face type of person to sell.
Okay. And so what I'm getting, and I just made a note again of that, is that in bringing cohesiveness together, or codifying cohesiveness, you're getting coherence, you're getting a connectivity concept, and it's something that it's not a one-shot deal. Thank you, ma'am, however that goes. It's let's learn about each other. And that's, it just hit me again. I'm all over the place on this, folks. He lives his life like that. Everything I've asked so far is taking seemingly random concepts, energetic or not, maybe confusing, maybe conflicting, and bringing a commonality to it. They say common denominator, perhaps, that there is a structure here. If you take the time to see it, and Juan is the kind of guy to talk about that. Am I far off on that?
Well, we didn't even go into languages, Das Vidanya and Privyet and Konnichiwa, Konbawa. It's all, at the end of the day, I'm gonna put this all together. It's about communication.
Please.
And how do we communicate? It's by interest, by knowing each other. And the fact that I'm a very eclectic in music, I could talk to anybody. I mean, I could talk about Charlie Parker, anything like about that, about the old jazz musicians, Count Basie. People really when look at me like, you listen to jazz, about Count Basie? I'm like, yeah, I actually, believe it or not, I used to do pool service at his house. Count Basie's house. But these are the things that people don't know, but I'm open to it. Once you become open, it opens up the world. And when you open up to food, music, culture, communication, it opens up to everything.
I think he's understating this, folks. Juan says he's open to it. I think he's hunger for it. He needs it. He thrives on it. It's more than just a passive open to it. So the other rule I'm going to break is keeping it one subject only in terms of your business. Get the Winning on Wednesday, bringing people together. That will be in the description of the YouTube link for it. Please, by all means, check on that. Again, back to the commercial break. Reach out to him with any questions, any comments to either of us, good or bad. Remember to subscribe, share with your friends, back and forth. But you also do another business. Because I'm hearing this, and my focus really was on Winning on Wednesday. But
it's all going to tie in together, and let me explain to you why. And I'm going to make it very simple and easy.
Please do.
So yes, I have been in digital marketing now for 25 years. I've been doing websites, search engine optimization, and SEO for 25 years. And 25 years is a long time for the digital marketing world. And plain and simple, the difference between me and any other agency is that I have proof of sample. My proof of sample is Winning on Wednesday. I created and marketed Winning on Wednesday. So that is like, I am not only the president, but I'm also the client.
I get that. And your hair looks pretty healthy, by the way.
Thank you. But seriously, because there's a lot of companies out there. They say, oh, they promise it everybody. There's a lot of snake oilsmen out there, and the difference between me is that I have the experience of 25 years. I ran for state office. I've done the platform. I've done everything. So you put it all together. This is the proof of sample, the evidence, if you will.
Okay, hear that. Now I'm going to interrupt that. Virtually anybody I've met can make claim on the tactical side, the technical side of what you've just explained. I get that. If you go to school for it, you've had your history in the industry for it. But what I'm seeing here, when we're talking about the secret sauce concept, from the moment you were playing, before you were playing video games, stuff like your whole life has been looking at things that to most people seem to make no sense whatsoever. Because there's no connection, it's confusing, it's overwhelming, whatever it may be. And that's the kind of stuff that Juan thrives on. And I say stuff because that's what it is, I think, to us common folks, syndrome. So to be more specific on the web design side, there are tons and tons of web designers out there, and all of them have varying degrees of skill. But what I see with Juan is a life legacy of looking at problems, looking at things that may not make sense to you, the business owner in your environment. You want your site to function better, perhaps. And here's a guy who says, I love this stuff. Bring it on. If it's confusing, it doesn't make sense to you, I love this stuff. Let me work on this for you. It's not like an openness. if you don't feed the guy, he's going to go batty on you. So I'm impressed, to put it mildly, that for those of you, first off, to build relationships. And we all say in the business, the mantra is that people, if they like, trust, and know you, they're more inclined to do business with you. So Juan, Wow on Wow. And by the way, when is that again?
Winter Wednesday is at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So we meet every Wednesday. We've been there consistently for 5 years now.
Fair enough. And never missed a session, if I understand correctly,
yeah.
Yes?
Yep.
So it reflects a commitment. It reflects a determination. And anybody can claim skill. But for me, his sauce flavor it's a passion. He needs it to thrive. So if you don't have problems with your website, don't call Juan, because he probably will bore out on you very quickly. But if you want something as an endeavor, including your website, including meeting viable prospects to bump into through the Winning on Wednesday program, I would see Juan as the go-to guy for somebody who's going to take interest in what you're doing, that you want to be embarrassed by not having any sense of what the web design is all about and how to make it work, because for him it's an attraction, it's a magnet. Am I far off on that?
Yep. And I just want to quickly mention also that we buy back by popular demand, because WoW used to be free, and a lot of people miss that. Now we're offering WoW for free once a month. It's the second Wednesday of every month, and it's called 10-4. So that's the 10-4 right here. So for folks out there that just want to go for free educational meeting and network, WoW 10-4 is free. But there's a paid version and a free version, and I just wanted to do that to help out people.
Okay, fair enough. And I get that totally. So the philosophy I share with my audience, our audience in this instance, that there's so many people who claim being the best at what they do. And some are very good. Many are very good in all likelihood. But as a consumer, I'm convinced people are afraid to commit their money and their time because they don't know how to make a choice. Maybe we'll go with certain websites that will give preferences based on client participation, good and bad. They all make good sense, but I will never respond or buy something from a flyer in the mail. That just doesn't work for me. So again, if you're looking for the energy, the hunger, the passion that Juan brings to the table, he is your go-to guy. So building relationships in a virtual manner. He does physical events also in the New York Metro for those the extroverts in the group that love to hug and kiss and shake hands syndrome and slap backs. I get that. And also, if you have a website, you just kind of let it hang on the back shelf because I don't know who to go to. I don't know how to get my money's worth. He's a go-to kind of guy. And I think just on a personal, I hate the word just, simply only in a personal level, if you got some time, you can either read a book or talk to Juan, connect to the guy and learn more about who he is. He's got a lot of wealth of energy and structure and value. Any thoughts you'd like to share with us more?
Again, no. The only thing I would say overall is just to be open, and to be open with anything in life, and learn, and because of that openness will help you communicate with others, and that's what happened with me being very eclectic in music and business and everything, and really getting to know people,
Mhm.
taking the time to know people, and educating yourself, I think. And then once you have that, then it makes the communication much easier and the sell process much better.
I hear that. And so, to summarize it from my perspective, where many people would see things in life, certainly in business included, as obstacles, I think Juan sees it as challenges. And I think challenges for him is like eye candy. So, kind of what he thrives on.
Yeah.
We normally go a full 30 minutes. This has been the absolute, I won't say shortest, the absolute most compact event I've done, because how he expresses himself, the brevity of it, but the just go to many different subject matters in a relatively short time. I'm intrigued by, to put it mildly. So, unless Ron has anything more he'd like to say, uh,
I mean, the only thing is just experience, and the
mhm,
consistency of doing this 5 years has allowed me to become a better, guest, a speaker, and it's just practice. It's just consistency, and that's the only thing I can say is just keep on doing it. And for those shy introverts, you could come to Winning on Wednesday, and the beauty of that is that we normally have about 20, 30 people that you get into a room with like 3 people. So we go to a lot of breakout rooms. So people that are, that are camera shy, and it takes a while. It took me a while. This didn't happen overnight, but you have to actually do it. And the more you do it, it's like going to the gym.
mhm,
You work out your muscles. So in this case, you work out your presenting skills. It's almost like Toastmasters. Think about Toastmasters.
mhm.
If a WoW could be that way, where you can practice and rehearse your pitch.
I hear that. And a final thought from my perspective, another item that hit me as I'm listening, that we've described two things that he does for our audience: the Winning on Wednesday program, the building of relationships for enhanced business value, his web design concept, again, enhanced value. I would suggest one you consider a third option, a motivational speaker, that you take challenges that might wear people down, might scare them off, and again, yeah, okay, let's deal with it, and
Let's
let's grow
go. Let's
because of it.
go.
So, something I've never offered anybody before, the consideration of an option, but I don't think he gets confused easily. So it's that, like, oh my God, something more to get lost in.
Well,
My words for advice.
if
Go
if
ahead.
you want a warrior, you got one.
Fair enough.
Uh,
I hear that. So thank you again for being a part of our podcast. Remember to subscribe to my site. Any questions, contact information, it will be in the YouTube description format. And I say that because if you're looking at it through Facebook or LinkedIn, you may miss that part. So go to the original YouTube link, which will be included, and connect with him. Subscribe to me, share this with your audience, leave comments. We do audit and we do give feedback. Thank you again for being part of our Hot Seat Challenge. And thank you very much, Juan, for being a guest. I really
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
this.
you, Joseph. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. I had a fun. Thank